ZZ, who is a JJS developer, has been giving hints on who the next character might be, which means we can use those hints to try to figure out who it is. But I think when we start talking about the hints, you're not gonna like it. There's about 9 hints and a couple others that we're not gonna mention. The first hint that ZZ gave us was this character would smell pie and start to levitate. And before we deep dive into these, let's go through all of them here so we can get a very broader vision on who it might be. The next one was they would be a cat person. Then someone said, where would this character go on a date? And he said, some mad expensive place. Someone said they would set their alarm early, and ZZ replied with, nah, they would wake up naturally. Then he said this character would tweet like Peter Griffin, unsure in brackets. Then somebody said the character would be a cream cheese cookie if they turned into a cookie, and he replied with more like moldy. Then somebody said they feel very nonsensical. ZZ said you'll get it soon. And lastly, he said they would do their skincare, and the next character he makes is gonna have 16 moves. Now that we know what the evidence is, what can we make out of it? Not much. I think ZZ is trolling. He might be telling the truth that in his mind he thinks the character would do things like this, but it means nothing. What you can pull from these hints is that the character is kind of silly, funny, maybe even. He did put up a couple images related to the character. You can see this one right here with the hole in it. We'll get to that in a second. They do their skincare. Okay, I don't think a curse would do their skincare. And the 16 move things is very interesting, because then that character would have the most moves in all of JJS. I think 10 Shadows has 12 moves, so another 4 on top of that is pretty crazy. What character would need that many moves or variants? I present to you Mills's character theory list. I have 7 characters who it might be, with the last 2 being much more likely than the others. But let's start off with one that a lot of people are saying is Hazanoki. If you don't remember Hazanoki, he was just in the last season of JJK. He is able to turn body parts into explosive projectiles. He can pull out his eyes, throw them, and it'll explode. He also is able to use reverse curse technique, which is pretty rare in JJK. Now, I think they're saying that because of his fight with Takaba, how silly it was. You know, like, I could see it, but I really can't. I think Hazanoki is a bad option. I do not think he's gonna be the next character, and I don't think Z or any of them would make Hazanoki for a very long time. Okay, right beside Hazanoki, I have a name that everybody is saying based on the evidence that we have, and it's Takaba. I have Takaba very low on this list, and only due to the things that he was saying. This character would smell pie and start to levitate. That's something he would do. He would be a cat person. He would be very nonsensical. He might do his skincare. For the dinner date one, he said that they would go to some mad expensive place, and I don't think that really aligns with Takaba. I mean, Takaba was a struggling comedian who didn't really make any money. Why would he go to a mad expensive place for dinner? Why would Takaba need 16 moves? Why did ZZ say he would be like a moldy cookie? It's not very Takaba themed. I have those characters there. They're possibilities, but very, very low possibilities. On top of the fact of real life stuff where it would be very difficult to make characters like that. Hazanoki has like 3 pages of the manga. Bro, you could potentially ruin JJS by making that character too broken or not good enough, and it's just trash and nobody uses it. It's a techie one. I don't think it's gonna be them. Right after that, I have Rin Amai, and I know, stop looking at me like that. You don't know who Rin Amai is. Here, I'll put him on the screen right there. He was also in season 3 of JJK. Let's not talk about his backstory, but he is able to convert cursed energy into sugar. He was a part of the healing squad for the Shinjuku Showdown to infuse sugar in their brain and let them fight longer, blah 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 blah. Okay, that's what he can do. Horrible, terrible curse technique. But since the theme of the hints are so sweet, my brain had to lead me there. The pie, the cookies, the cream cheese, you know, very sweet things. I don't know, I just said it. It's not gonna be Rinamai. If it's Rinamai, I will delete my Roblox account and never touch Roblox ever again. Not just JJS only. And I'm having really fun on Redliner right now. Comment down below if you want to see me play Redliner. But right next to Rinamai, I have Panda. Now hear me out. I wouldn't mind that. And ZZ said that they would have 16 moves. And Panda has 3 modes. There's him, his sister, the gorilla, and then the other one. The cores. He has 3 cores, I mean. So it would make sense for Panda to have 4, 8, 12 and an ultimate moveset, making 16 moves, you know? Is he gonna do that? I still don't think so. Those ones don't have me convinced. Any name I listed off so far does not have me convinced. But Panda would be cool. It would be a cool character model to have in the game. Maybe you might give him some Panda-like features, paws or whatever. And it would be very goofy. And JJS is very goofy, so it makes sense. The next person after that who it might be is the one name that everybody likes to say when there's a new early access character. Toji Fushiguro. Z in recent times has said that he's open-minded to making Toji. He just didn't do it before because he felt that it was too oversaturated. He has no problem with Toji and he likes Toji. He would make him. It just has to be an opportune time. Now, Toji does not show up ever again in the manga other than in flashbacks and in comparisons to Maki. JJS wouldn't have an opportune time to drop Toji for the hype that the anime would bring, so we can get that out of there. It would just have to be a random drop based on the developer's feelings. Toji would be an insane character to have in JJS. He would be so much fun. There's so much versatility. He could definitely have 16 moves because he carries so many cursed tools, and he would have an ultimate. On top of that, the picture that ZZ put in the chat was a cookie with a hole missing from it, very similar to Toji's death in the manga when Gojo shot him with a hollow purple. Would Toji tweet like Peter Griffin? I don't know. I don't want to think too much about every single hint, but it makes sense. I could see it happening, and it would launch JJS. Imagine you get a Toji drop and then another character when JJK season 4 comes back. It would make JJS the biggest battlegrounds on Roblox for sure. So now we're in my top 3. Toji's my third option. I want you to comment right now if you agree with me about Toji, but I think you're gonna like the other choices better. The next character I have after that who it might be is the lightning god, Kashimo. Kashimo can be very silly, especially in his fight with Hakari because it's just very bantery. He might do all the things here. ZZ also said he would be more like a moldy cookie. That leads me to believe that he's not a very lovable character, and while Kashimo is loved for very specific fighting reasons, his character isn't loved very much, so I could see the moldy thing. Kashimo is a pretty guy. I think he would use skincare, and 16 moves is a bit of a stretch for Kashimo, especially due to the fact that his curse technique is like a one-time use. He just dies, so why would he have extra moves on top of that, you know? We just got hype from the trailer with Hakari Rainbow Curse Energy. That's very cool, by the way. But Kashimo is super hype right now. The only reason I have Kashimo at number 2 is because the lack of the evidence from the hints and the fact that I think they're gonna wait for JJK season 4 to drop, just like I previously mentioned. When JJK season 4 is out and the Hakari and Kashimo fight happen and they drop Kashimo right there and then, the game will go bonkers, even more than Toji or anything like that. Kashimo is probably the most anticipated character for JJS. But I think these hints describe an even better character to me. And my number 1 pick for who the character is gonna be, Kenjaku. I genuinely think Kenjaku would do all these things. Kenjaku is a silly character. Of course he's serious and he's one of the main antagonists of JJK, but he's very silly. He doesn't take things very seriously. Kenjaku is rarely ever scared or showing any other emotions other than sarcasm. He would do all these silly things. He would smell pie and start to levitate. He probably does like cats. He would definitely do his skincare. And they said the character is very nonsensical, and that makes sense, ironically. Then you got the third hint where he said that this person will go to an expensive dinner. Kenjaku has been seen with the disaster curses in a fancy restaurant. Him saying that he would be a moldy cookie. Kenjaku's a villain. Him having 16 moves. Kenjaku has his curse technique of brain swapping on top of Geto's body's curse technique of curse manipulation. Meaning you could use both of those curse techniques to definitely give him 16 moves with an ultimate. Kenjaku does seem like the petty type to tweet like Peter Griffin. I think all the hints really line up to Kenjaku more than they do anyone else. And if I had to put my money on it, I would put it on Mr. Brain himself. Pause. So who do you think the next early access character is going to be, and when will they drop? If you agree with me and think that it will be Kenjaku, then let me know in the comment section below. As for when we can expect the JJS update, probably within the next couple weeks. I don't think they're rushing updates. I think they're kind of slowing down on them. And not only did we get one not too long ago, so I would say another 3 weeks, looking like monthly updates at this point. If you're still eating your food and need some time to digest my theories, then you should probably go watch this video right here where I play Guess Who in JJS with JJK characters. Mills Mafia out. Yeah.
Oh my